All right, so here we are on the night of the 13th, Friday the 13th. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. And the project that I am going to be working on tomorrow, rather than tonight, is going to be the graph. I am going to be making a directional based node graph. So each of the various nodes will actually point to one another. And I'm not going to be using a fixed graph size, or I'm not going to be using a fixed neighbor size. So I'll be using the list method and pushing each neighbor node into the list so that it can actually look at the various lists. Spatially, I'm not exactly sure how I want to tackle it, but I know I want to have it so that moving from one node to its neighbor will actually have a different node cost depending on where you're moving from. Might even have a different node cost even if I was moving from A to B, it would be 7. If I was moving from B to A, it might be 5, which is different, but it's very similar to what you would do for an AI if, like, say an AI was moving uphill versus moving downhill, because the speed for moving downhill is obviously going to be faster on average than the speed moving uphill, which is, well, good for game AI, chocolate chip cookie. But yeah, other than that, the project itself is actually going to be very straightforward. So I really don't feel that bad or like this is going to be very much of a challenge. So I don't foresee this having much of a barrier for the work tasking that I'm going to do. There's nothing really standing in my way aside from my own laziness. This is the final project for the class, so I'm going to try to make it look a bit pretty. I'm going to spend an entire day doing this. But yeah, I'm pretty familiar with this because I've been studying game AI, and game AI hangs almost entirely off of the ability to make these nodes and make these node-based structures. So this isn't necessarily something new. It's just actually this is my first time sitting down and coding it. I've studied it quite significantly over the past several years. And for anybody who's really struggling with this class but wants to definitely use these data structures, I would very, very strongly recommend getting yourself a copy of this book. Or, no, not that book. Let's see. Let's see. No. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. This book. It seems a bit dated, and I know it was written several years ago, but all the concepts that it covers use algorithms which came up by mathematicians much longer ago. So people will find it very useful still, because heuristic programming has been around for quite a while, and game programming and pathfinding, like you're seeing with the A-Star and the Dujeskas, if I'm saying that right, algorithm have been around for quite a while. And the basic concepts of those have not evolved since. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't expect any barriers. I did the sort algorithm without much trouble. I just had to tamper with the spacing for the bubble sort, which is it can be really frustrating. I've learned firsthand that it can be really frustrating with a bubble sort when the size of your comb is too wide, because each time it has to run through, it runs through with that spread, even if it doesn't sort anything. So having it to have to make multiple passes wastes a lot of time. But yeah, I might go back and throw in a regular bubble sort. I did the comb sort, but I might just go back and put in a regular bubble sort. just so that there's a very direct comparison between the less efficient bubble sort and the more efficient comb sort. And really, I can just mostly copy and paste the code because the only difference between the two is having the spacing change in between it. So rewriting the algorithm for the sort's really simple. It's just the whole process of resubmitting the assignment and everything else that's going to be a bit of a pain. But other than that, I don't really expect to. I really expect the graph to take me a super long time. It's just a matter of getting it done, and then deciding if I have enough go ahead to turn around and then add in the new algorithm to the previous program, because there's other lines of codes I have to change in order to properly log it and track it and test it. And it's not hard, it's just the whole process of having to go through, test it again, add the bit of code, then recomment it, re-record a video, redo the Excel. I could do it, it's just... And I would really rather just spend more time making my final project look really awesome. But other than that, this is pretty much square, even, and straightforward. So, thank you for your time.